What you're about to see is not an original creation of my own. This has been created by someone else, and this creepypasta is by no means mine in any shape or form. Full rights go to the original creator of this particular creepypasta story. Please note that this is a horror story and based on fiction. Viewer discretion is advised. Firstly, I have to apologise to everybody for what I'm about to do. For if you are watching this, it's already too late for you. But I feel I have to get my story out there before the inevitable comes. Just in case this doesn't work, I'm really saving myself. But for those of you who are watching this, consider this a warning as well. Where to begin? Well, I used to trawl forums quite a lot. It's quite a good way to meet new people, discover new things, and just see what's going on out there in the world. Every now and then you get some strange rumours cropping up about some unusual occurrences or some strange rumours that happen. Most of them are generally unfounded. Occasionally you get some interesting ones. And sometimes you hear ones about paranormal incidents like ghosts and people disappearing, and even the infamous Slender Man. But I came across one at one point, something called Smile Dog. It was an unusual story, really. Someone described they found a picture once, and it just basically was just a smiling dog. At least that's what they said on the forum. Apparently they received it in an email which said something wrong. I couldn't remember exactly what it said, but the last line of the text was "spread the word." Apparently it had smile.jpg attached to it. Now, I think this particular story made me curious, so I spoke to the person on the forum. They seemed fine. They seemed alright. But then they started mentioning they were having nightmares. Nothing too bad, just like regular nightmares, I suppose. But then, as the days wore on, they sort of started to get more panicky, a little bit more unsettled. I wondered if they just had some issues in their life. Maybe they just weren't sleeping too well. These sort of things happen in real life, so. But he started getting rather frantic, rather hysterical, saying that he kept seeing this dog in his sleep, and it kept telling him to spread the word. But it wasn't being said as a dog, apparently. It was just a voice telling him to spread the word. After a few days, this person stopped posting on the forum. I tried speaking to a couple of people on different forums to see if I could find out what happened to this person. No one knew anything. The account just stopped. Nothing happened. So, a bit perplexed, I decided to just let it go. Guess they must have moved on in their life, or the account was closed for one reason or another. Anyway, as part of a morning ritual, I tend to check my emails before I do anything, just in case I receive anything from friends or family or something like that. Bit of a computer geek I am. Well, a few days after this person stopped posting on the forum, I got this email, assuming it was some sort of junk or something. I didn't recognise who the address was. Something tells me I wish I really should have paid better attention to it. The email said, "God smiles upon you all. Spread the word." And it was those 3 lines that sort of snapped me back to this person on the forum who mentioned who mentioned spread the word. Attached was an image called dog.jpg. I thought, it's rather unusual. It made me think of the Smile Dog episode on the forum, but me being me, I was a bit of a fool. I thought, there can't be a virus in a picture, and this looked rather amusing, so I figured I'll see what all the fuss is about. So I downloaded the picture, opened it up, and it was just this picture of what I believe is like a German Shepherd, just baring its teeth, smiling, staring directly at the screen. I figured, what is this? Is this some sort of joke? I didn't pay much attention to it after that. These sort of things crop up now and then in emails. That night I had a nightmare. It was not the worst nightmare I've had, but I was sort of just sitting there, staring forwards, unable to move, and this voice, which sounded a bit heavy but not overbearing, beckoning to me with an arm, and just this Smile Dog sitting there as well, staring at me. The voice was saying to me, spread the word. And that's all it kept saying to me, to spread the word. I couldn't really work out what was going on, but it was a disturbing dream. Anyway, I woke up in the morning and I thought, that was unusual, but it's only a dream. It can't hurt me, it probably won't happen again. So I continued on with my day, doing my usual daily tasks, daily things, checking my emails and things like that. That second night though, I had the same dream again. Smile Dog staring, and a voice beckoning, this time a little bit more overbearing. Spread the word. Spread the word. This time I got a little bit uneasy when I woke up. I woke up, I thought, I've had that dream twice now. It's not the first time that kind of thing has happened where I've had the same dream twice, but I was getting a little bit disturbed by it at this point. I remember seeing the Smile Dog picture that I downloaded. I had a quick glance at it. I thought, what is this thing? Is this a joke? I was looking at this to sort of imprinted this image in my head. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe I've just been under a lot of stress lately, and this image was a representation of something. Anyway, I was shook off the feeling, and the third night it happened again. Sitting there, Smile Dog staring, but its grin seemed to be getting bigger this time. And the dog face was starting to deform slightly, only slightly, nothing much. And this hand was coming forward again, slightly demonic this time, and the voice getting a bit more forceful. Spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. This had happened 3 times now, so I was suitably upset, suitably disturbed. I decided to go to this picture and just think, what the hell was this all about? I opened it up, and what I saw was... it still haunts me today. It was no longer a dog. It was still a massive grin, but it was starting to look demonic. It didn't look like it had hair anymore on it. It started looking red, as if its skin was showing, and it looked like it looked like a demon was staring at me. The image had changed. I was starting to get afraid, starting to get scared. Is this what the person on the forum had been seeing? Is this what he'd been going through? I started to look around, see if there was any information regarding the Smile Dog, but there was very little about it. All I could find was one account of someone who claimed that they had seen this, and they'd gone through a week of this, and they then sent this on to someone, They sent this picture on to someone, and the nightmares stopped. Or so they said. Who knows, maybe they were just lying. Maybe they were the perpetrator who was spreading it. Who knows? But I hope I never find the person who gave this to me. But maybe they were trying to save themselves. After all, aren't we all selfish in the end? All trying to save ourselves? Anyway, I refused to send it this time. I didn't want to burden anyone with this. The fourth night, the demonic figure that I had seen in the smile dog picture was there. Grin constantly getting bigger, stare just getting more and more intense, and the voice becoming more booming, more beckoning, demanding that I spread the word. This continued, night after night after night. I couldn't take it. My friends started to leave me, saying that I was turning into something else, turning into someone else. Always on edge, always. I was not very friendly. I started to stop going out, thinking that something was out there, was stalking me, haunting me, was going to punish me for not following his actions, or its actions. I used to lock myself up in my room and just try and do something to appease my broken psyche. But it was no use. Every night I would be visited by the smile dog, and every time this voice would beckon to me, demanding that I share this and spread the word. Perhaps this was its way of hunting. Perhaps if I did spread the word, perhaps it would leave me alone. But how could I be sure? This thing had been torturing me for about 2 weeks now. Would it leave me alone? Would it release me from its grasp? What would happen if I spread the word to someone? What would I be inflicting upon them? Sad truth is, though, that no matter how resistant I could be, my resistance was waning, breaking down. The image of the smile dog kept getting more and more deformed each night. It was becoming something I could not bear to look upon, like a demonic figure just staring, grinning, and the voice beckoning me to spread the word, each more demanding, perhaps stating it would release me from its grasp. What if it lied? I didn't want to inflict this upon anybody else, but after 3 weeks of enduring this torture, this pain, I could no longer do this. But I could not bring myself to inflict this upon people I knew. I would never want to inflict this upon my friends, on my family. So, this is why I'm making this, in the hopes that this demonic entity will release me from its grasp once I do this. Please, for those of you who are affected by this, if you have watched up to this point, you are probably already affected by this. Spread the word, lest you end up a shell of a man like me. Smile dog, perhaps he is the devil, or perhaps the devil's lapdog, demanding that the word of his presence is spread. I am sorry, everyone, for what I am inflicting upon you, but I cannot take this anymore. You must understand. If I do not purge myself of this evil, I shall have to purge myself of my life. Tonight is another night. I shall be sleeping now. Perhaps I will be released from the grasp of Smile Dog.